Anthony Russo is president, Commerce and Industry Association of New Jersey, CEO and publisher of Commerce Magazine. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
I am honored to contribute to Commerce Magazine. I should make it clear at no pay. I'm not negotiating.
It's a good partnership, though.
It's a great partnership.
Works better that way, right?
Yes, I get a chance to talk about leadership there, but let's talk about leadership here. Can we talk about, I want to get into transportation issues, Gateway Tunnel, et cetera, American Dream. But right now, we had an interview with David Robinson, Dr. Robinson, state's climatologist. It's not about debating whether climate change exists, but it is questioning what policy should be.
Right.
The impact of climate change on small business, A and B, what business is doing about it.
Yeah, the threshold question really isn't whether or not there's climate change.
There is.
It's what should we do about it.
Go ahead.
Right? So our belief and our position is let the markets drive, what happens, because both through innovation. So as far as CO2 emissions, right, carbon dioxide, that's the biggest greenhouse gas emissions that everybody's concerned about. A lot of companies now are capturing that carbon, sequestering it, meaning that it's not being emitted. And I think that technology will continue to evolve. So I think a lot of companies are going to take care of the problem through technology, but also a lot of investors in these large companies are sophisticated. They want to see that environmental sustainability, reduce that carbon footprint. It's good for their investments. It's good for social responsibility. So instead of having the government...
I'm sorry for interrupting. Why can't government push the regulation harder?
Because
they say that, devil's advocate,
right.
We can't be sure that every business is going to do that. Now, Mr. Russo, we have to make sure that the DEP and other agencies and the EPA on the federal level, that we mandate it. You say?
And I say that the states, this isn't really a state issue. It's more
federal.
Regional, global.
That's right.
And we've all seen weather maps, right? The weather comes in from the west. So if we do something in New Jersey that really impacts our businesses here, are we really accomplishing that, solving the climate change issue, right? We want to make sure that it's a regional approach, a global approach, national approach. And so the caution there is, government has this need to jump in.
Are you worried about overregulation?
All the time. I mean, I think it's one of these issues where set up the policy, but we also have that metric that makes sure that whatever policy is implemented really results in a cleaner environment.
Shift gears. Okay, so we're taping on, help me on it, we're taping on the 23rd, I believe, of October. All right, I'll get the month, don't worry, Nicole. So October 23rd. We're 2 days before a soft launch. I think is it called a soft launch?
Soft launch, yeah.
Over at American Dream.
Amusement park is going to open.
All right, but NJTV News has been covering this every night, and you're going to see where we are by that, when this program airs, we'll find out where we are. A, how important is American Dream? B, what are you concerned about as it relates to American Dream?
American Dream, and disclosure, they're a member of CIA&J and a great member.
They are a member of your organization.
Of our organization. What it means to the local economy, to the state economy, is really phenomenal. I've had the opportunity to actually tour it. When you think about the 16,000 jobs, all the construction jobs that have happened, the past 2 or 3 years, this is going to be just an absolute incredible hit for our economy, positive hit, and I think it's something that I think a lot of New Jerseyans are excited about.
Transportation. Please talk to me about transportation. How the heck are we going to move those people, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I think will actually work itself out in the sense that, take a step back, it's just not the American Dream issue, right? Transportation across the state, I'm hearing from our businesses, has gotten worse. The traffic, the congestion. There are a lot of things that the government should be doing now, and we've worked with the DOT.
What does that mean, the government should be doing?
I think we ought to, and we're promoting the need for a statewide master plan on transportation.
We don't have one?
We don't have one. We have one on energy. We have one on water. From what I heard, there's maybe a transportation master plan, but what we really need is a coordination plan, right? Too many vehicles on the road, not enough capacity, not enough lanes. So one of those things where I think we need to tackle it from a statewide perspective and not just that local issue.
How does it affect business? By the way, we should I should give you a chance to do this. We cross-promote in your publication, you're cross-promoted with ours, but I don't want to assume that people know what your organization is and who you represent. I want to give you a chance to do that.
I appreciate that. Well, we've been around since 1927. We're a general business group located in Rochelle Park with an office in Trenton. We're proud advocates of a free market economy, and that's really the mantra. We're big proponents of let the markets drive that innovation in the economy. So, but going back to transportation.
Yeah, how does it affect these businesses?
Every time somebody can't get to their next meeting, or every time a trucker can't deliver their product, the cost goes up. But it's also bad for the environment, right? So there's emissions. So we have to solve the problem statewide. There's been a lot of focus on Amtrak and NJ Transit, which is rightfully so, but I think there also needs to be a look at how do we relieve congestion. You know, I heard numbers of close to 8 or 9 million registered cars in New Jersey. When you think about it, we only have 1 or 2 lanes, 3 lanes if you're lucky. We need to move people around the state a lot
Can we talk
better.
about Gateway?
Talk about Gateway, very important.
By the way, check out our interview with, is it Jerry Zara? Jerry Zara, who is the CEO of the Gateway Corporation. So, what is it? Remind folks about this tunnel, why it's so important, and if it doesn't happen, its impact on quality of life, economic development in our state.
I think it's
not to mention
probably,
New York as well.
Probably the biggest game changer that has to come down in the sense of, I know that the funding is the issue now, but we're big supporters of it. It's about getting people through to New York and back, and it'll just relieve the congestion on the bridges, the tunnels.
What will it do? It's an extra tunnel?
It's an extra tunnel that'll commute, not only, I believe it's freight maybe, and it's also commuters.
Yes, it is.
And it's desperately needed if you look at the age. And I'm happy to say that when the Holland Tunnel was actually open was the year that CI&J was founded, 1927. So we have an aged infrastructure. So this Gateway project is so critical because I think once it becomes a reality, it'll help with the congestion. It'll get people off the roads to mass transit.
But as we speak, President Trump has not made the commitment on the part of the federal government and the state and the National Department and the Federal Department of Transportation. They're not committed to their part. Governor Cuomo in New York, Governor Murphy in New Jersey, they're saying we're in. But you can't do it without the feds, Tony, can you?
No, you can't. I mean, just the money isn't there. And that's why we're advocating to the federal government that this is a priority. Forget about whether being a Republican or a Democrat. This is about the economy.
Not partisan, not ideological.
It shouldn't be a partisan issue. No, not at all.
By the way, real quick, give you 10 seconds. Biggest concern on the part of small business today is?
Just being able to do business in a cost-efficient way and the ability to operate.
Are our taxes high enough?
Taxes are high, and we hope that that gets solved soon. So.
I don't think anyone's going to disagree right now.
Thank you, Steve.
This has been Tony Russo from the Commerce and Industry Association. Thanks for joining us,
Thank
Tony.
you, Steve. Thanks,
This is Think Tank. I'm Steve Adubato. A lot of people thinking for themselves out there right now. I'll be right back.
Think Tank with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the Russell Berry Foundation, Delta Dental of New Jersey, MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, the Northward Center, Fedway Associates, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, the New Jersey Education Association, Choose New Jersey, and by Wells Fargo. Promotional support provided by NJ.com and by Jaffe Communications. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.